And welcome back to the AHSAA and Play Versus Fall Championships. As Rocket League, our final esport of the day, is getting kicked off here in Game 1. Bob Jones High School taking on Lehigh Rocket City. Both squads from the northern side of Alabama. And Bob Jones up 2-0 in Game 1 already. They are the reigning champs. I don't even remember how many state championships they've won in a row. Not to mention local lands hosted for Alabama high schools. They have won a lot when it comes to Alabama Rocket League. And already up 3-0. Jonah, Hiroki, and Fish, the starters in this one. Dolphin plays, George, JK, and Mega J. The three starters for Lehigh. And so far, Bob Jones kind of exercising their mechanical might. This is what they tend to do in Game 1s. For those of you unfamiliar with Bob Jones, they are a dominant force in Alabama Rocket League. Not just over long stretches of time, but even here in the Play Versus and AHSAA competition. They went 8-0 in the regular season. They won all the matches to get here, but Lehigh going to find one back. Bob Jones, certainly not impenetrable. I mean, right there, getting caught out in transition. They do tend to overextend, a product of their mechanical ability, allowing them to push deep into opponent's territory without getting punished too much of the time. So Lehigh, definitely openings there. In the last local Alabama Rocket League event, Bob Jones did take it, took down Calera in the grand finals. One of the only teams outside of Lehigh to take a game off of the Bob Jones Patriots in Play Versus and AHSAA play. Lehigh placed top three in that one as well. Third, fourth finish. So they've been in a good run of form. Just have to execute now on the land stage of the Huntington Esports space. And so far, one goal. Could be the start of something, but giving up way too much room on the back wall to Hiroki there, and that is an easy shot for the likes of him. That's the name of the game, really, for Lehigh here. They're going to have to keep games manageable with incredible goal line defense. That's how you beat Bob Jones. Take away that space in the air. Make sure you're defending your goal line with all your might. Right there, good save, and finds George in transition. Puts the ball deep into Bob Jones' territory, and that might set up Lehigh's offense here. Dolphin plays. Certainly a player to look out for on the Lehigh side. Is up there in the state of Alabama Rocket League in terms of mechanical ability, but Bob Jones in transition, scoring their 6th. Fish, probably the top of Alabama high school Rocket League mechanical brilliance, breaking down the Lehigh defensive structure there. A 5-goal lead for Bob Jones. These games, a lot of the time, feel like necessary evils. Against Bob Jones, you're going to give up those games. I don't know if you have to, but you're going to give up those games that you lose by a lot. As they are the #1 team by a decent margin. No teams slowly starting to catch up. The likes of Calera have taken a couple games off Bob Jones this season in a couple of events. Lehigh obviously playing them right now. Took a game off of them in Play Versus an AHSAA competition as well. Lamp up there as well, the top 4. Slowly but surely, Alabama Rocket League catching up to the big dogs. Almost another for Lehigh. Might yet be. Mega J missing that one, playing it backwards. Dolphin plays denied by Jonah. Great goal line defense. And now Bob Jones can do what they do best in transition. Oh my, Fish Gets past the entirety of the Lehigh defense. Dolphin does get back to defend against the rebound opportunity, but it's that third chance that Bob Jones strikes on. And that'll be their 7th goal. In games, Bob Jones, if you include playoffs, 36-3. Only dropping 2 to Calera, 1 to Lehigh. Lehigh, I mean, they've made a run through playoffs. We talk about them being serious underdogs in this series. I think it's been a massive achievement for them to get to this stage and be playing in the top 2 position right now. And looking all right doing it. I mean, 7-1 scoreline, sure, but their offense has been awake. They've been getting chances against what is also a really good Bob Jones back line. Difficult part is stopping chances like that. Good read by Mega J. Bob Jones playing the possession game. But breakout opportunity for Dolphin. Quick to get up to that ball, and the defensive respect given by Bob Jones as 2 went, though they will still find a clear. Hiroki, extra flip in hand. Push the ball deep into Lehigh territory. Clear into Bob Jones territory. Gives Dolphin rather an opportunity to strike against the Patriots. They do make a save. Not going to set up their counterattack structure. Shut down, though, is Fish by George. Great read. Bob Jones loved to have one player sit back and control the ball while 2 move upfield, giving the ball handler options. But George was all over that. Great read to give Lehigh a 2nd goal with 16 seconds left. And it's plays like those that Lehigh is going to have to make over and over again. Take 4 games in this best of 7. But game 1 coming to a close. Bob Jones wrapped it up a little bit ago. Lehigh still looking for more, though. Dolphin gonna keep it up. Finding Jay behind him. This is cheeky. Those extra touches important. Giving Lehigh opportunities there. On 0 seconds, maybe find something, but Bob Jones going to take the first. 7-2 the final, and 16 shots. Going to have to be slowed down by Lehigh's Bob Jones offense. But Lehigh with 7 of their own, making the Patriots work on their defensive line. It's important. You can't allow full boost tanks and plenty of space. When Bob Jones does find clears, you have to attack them early, make them make those snap decisions like George did on that 2nd goal for Lehigh. It's a good representation of what they might have to do. Maybe steal a game or 2 from Bob Jones early on, which is what you have to do. Take games early on. Because once you're down 3-0, there's not much coming back against the Patriots. The league, they know that. They've prepped for this. An impressive run from them, even getting to this point. I mean, through playoffs, only dropping, I believe, 2 games. They beat Lamp in the semifinals. And then swept their competition before that. Nice to see programs like Lehigh, and I was talking to them earlier. They got 1 senior, a junior, and a sophomore starting in this state championship. So, plenty of youth to build around, and it's only the fall semester of this school year's worth of Rocket League. Lehigh might be a name to remember. Heck, it already is in the Alabama Rocket League scene. No Bob Jones with Jonah in, giving him an opportunity early, coming off the ceiling. He is one of the bench players. Reach subbing in this one. But bench player is such a loose term with Bob Jones, with all of them so capable of being starters and executing as well. Nice block by Hiroki. George's going to pop that up, but Jonah first to it. Gets the ball over to Fish. Back towards Jonah. Redirection to get the ball through 2 Lehigh players, though. Third, right there on the goal line to find a clear away. And I love that touch from Dolphin. Going for plays like that is going to be necessary. Have to throw the Patriots off. They're setting up their defensive structure. And here, Dolphin taken out, but Mega J taking up the mantle for a moment, though demoed as well. Fish feeling ruthless right now. It's going to set up a chance. The ball on the goal line stays out. Bob Jones, no goal just yet. But Fish makes sure that doesn't stay true for very long. Beautiful defensive effort, though. Jay and George trying to get the ball out of there. Bob Jones going to find their first, minute 15 in. That's a good start for Lehigh. Going back and forth with the Patriots. We'll see if they can find that golden opportunity to get one back here in game 2. Have to make Bob Jones sweat at the very least. 90 seconds in. Pass out to Fish. Shot on near side, far side. Dolphins going to find the save. Good blocks by that third man of Lehigh. Whoever it may be at the time. Keeping this game manageable. Just a 1-goal lead for Bob Jones. Now Fish is going to have space, going for a pinch. Just going to give the ball over to Jay, playing it to Bob Jones' back wall. Be thinking about Dolphin down the field, looking for a redirect, something of the sort. Get creative in offense. Quite pan out. So Lehigh retreats. They retool for this counter. Mega J had cleared. There's Dolphin going up deep in enemy territory, centering the ball for George. That ball on target. Hiroki rushing back. Does make the save. George, second opportunity. Plays it high off that back wall. Approaching halftime in game 2. Still close. Lehigh circling at the moment. Got good possession. Putting good opportunities towards the net. They just get maybe 1 or 2 better touches. With these opportunities, they could find themselves at level standing. Going into the final couple minutes of game 2. Mega J, shot on, saved away by Jonah. Now Fish has 100 boost to work with. And a ball free for the taking. As a shot saved by Mega J, who dunks Jonah, and that's a shot on target. That's a goal for Lehigh. And we're tied, 1 apiece. What a read by Mega J. And that's how now 2 goals have come for Lehigh. Big dunks. One on the defensive end, one on the offensive end. That catch Bob Jones without a defender back, and now George. An opportunity to take the lead for Lehigh. Hiroki playing the ball backwards. His own net, but still fighting for control here. Relinquishes it to Fish, who's now off to the races down the side. Passing option center. Looks far side, but simultaneously past the ball. Those are the multitude of threats you deal with when defending against Bob Jones. A shot from Jonah. Just off the near side post. Hiroki. Back wall, looking for a bump. George evades it. Finds the ball and works into a 50-50 with Jonah. KJ. Errant touch right there. This is dangerous for Lehigh. A critical mistake in their defensive zone gives Bob Jones the lead back. Jay just narrowly undercut the ball right there. Had an opportunity to bang the ball. Tried to play it a little more methodically. Get it to a teammate. They have a better chance at pushing Bob Jones back, but it's the missed touch. Going to give one up with 60 seconds left in game 2. Dolphin off the sidewall. Set up Jay next up in rotation, but a deft touch from Fish opens up a lane to clear, which Dolphin closes. That's a passing play. Hiroki and Jonah combining for a clear. It'll waste more clock here in game 2. Good cut by Jonah. Head to the back wall, but Jay has the read. Fish bumped off the play, and Lehigh is doing what they have to stave off the Bob Jones offense. But they need to follow up this ball well. And George does not have a read off the sidewall. Hiroki stepping up. 50 with George. Stays in Bob Jones' favor. Fish off the corner. Shot denied again. Great defense by Lehigh, but they need a goal as soon as possible. 5 seconds left. Great bump by Jay. Pass over to Dolphin. Not fast enough to beat Fish to it. He should be able to coax the ball to the ground. He does. Bob Jones, a 2-0 lead. But that 2-1 result in Game 2, a far cry from the 7-2 we saw in the first game of this series. Single-digit shots for Bob Jones. And that is the key. If you can hold them to single-digit shots, limit their offense that much, then you have a much higher chance of taking down the Patriots. And Lehigh did it right there. Mega J, look at that. 4 saves on the goal line, coming up big. A goal on 3 shots as well. Not too shabby. It was that massive defensive read off the sidewall to level up the game about the halfway point. Lehigh, they are right there, making this series a real close one, is within arm's reach. But they need a Game 3 win. That's the must win. Because very few teams are beating Bob Jones, let alone reverse sweeping them in a best of 7. So a little bit of pressure on the shoulders of Lee in this third game. We'll see if they can do it. I mean, right there. Just a 1-goal affair in Game 2. Their defense did what it had to. The offense was so close on several key opportunities. Dolphin going to start us off with the first opportunity of Game 3. Got 2 Bob Jones defenders to jump, but that means that's 2 Bob Jones players ready to counterattack. Hiroki and Fish net themselves a shot, but easily saved by the likes of Mega J. More defense for Lehigh. Hiroki. I'm going to put the ball in the orange box just for a moment. That back and forth Game 2 that we saw, I think, is the type of game that we need to see out of Lehigh again. Because that's how you limit Bob Jones. If they can set up shop in your offensive zone, you're going to have a lot of pressure to deal with. But if you can get half chances just over and over again, that's time Bob Jones isn't spending in the offensive zone, and time that Lehigh is spending trying to score on him. But they might have overextended. Mega J is third man back. Took a risky 50-50 that does end up paying off as it stunts the counter from BJHS. George, flick over 1. Fakes the third man. Had a teammate in tow helping him out. And going to score the first for Lehigh. That is their first lead of this series. And okay, here we go. We got ourselves a Game 3. See how Bob Jones responds. A demo off the kickoff, but George is in control off the side wall. Going to head right back to that side positioning, but a miss from Mega J. Could have been costly if Bob Jones was ready for that, but how good Lehigh's been in the defensive zone, I can't blame them for not being around. Dolphin, redirection, setting up George, but the wrong side of the ball to put that on target. Mega J. They cause a little bit of havoc on the Bob Jones end. Double commit there. Signs of havoc, but nothing really crumbling defensively for the Patriots. Jonah just testing the waters in that Lehigh corner. Seeing what they can set up for their 2 teammates. Nothing, it seems. George, big win. And this is that back and forth game that we were hoping for. Dolphin, a shot and a goal. That's a 2-0 Lehigh lead. Mega J plays it off the sidewall. Jonah last back, and great shot placement there by Dolphin Plays. On the near side, got it behind Jonah's vehicle, and now we see Lehigh start to come into their own. I said it was a must win, and it still very much is. Lehigh stepping up to the task, at least in the first half. Can't let their feet off the gas pedal, though. Could be a third. George can't beat Jonah there on the near side. Dolphin. Stuffed by Hiroki. Stuffs him back, though. Half flips back into the play. High, it feels like, outpossessing Bob Jones in Game 3. Fish is clear. Stopped by Jay. Jonah. Down the field to Hiroki. Win over Dolphin. Double tap goes back to that back wall, setting up Fish. And a team bump gonna open up a lane for Bob Jones. Jonah's there to clean up. And that's another mistake in defense that ends up directly conceding a goal to Bob Jones. Little bit of mispositioning and miscommunication there from Lehigh in defense. And that will cut their lead in half. Dolphin on his lonesome on the defensive side. Taken out, but finds a clear. George playing the ball backwards. Hiroki all over that play. Fish denied by Jonah. A little awkward here for Bob Jones, as they've got a minute 20 to tie us up in Game 3. Hiroki finds a clear, but right into the hands of a Lehigh player. These offensive stints, though, becoming shorter and shorter for Rocket City. Just a clear, a shot, followed by a Bob Jones clear, it feels like right now. And with how good a counterattacking team Bob Jones is, that could be dangerous for Lehigh. Dolphin controlling, gets past one, not through Hiroki. He's gonna carry. Again, shut down before he can find Fish down the pitch. Fish has been lurking in the Lehigh zone, waiting for something to develop, waiting for one of his two teammates to get it to him, or just dribble it himself. Fish off the back wall. Stopped by Lehigh. It's a big save. Fish is one of the best at scoring on aerial counterattacks in the state of Alabama at that high school level. AJ misses, but that makes Fish awkward. It's through one, though. George, great follow-up as last man. And in the final 10 seconds, Lehigh so close to taking Game 3. Played off the side wall. George beats another. Crossbar, though, denies. Hiroki's going to keep the ball up. Dolphin trying to get it to ground. Will do well to get it close, but Jonah takes over. Off the corner wall. Bob Jones can't keep it up. And Lehigh have cut the series lead to just one. It'll be 2-1. Bob Jones heading now into Game 4. 8 shots to 6. Lehigh out shooting their opponent. Not something you see a lot of in Bob Jones series. And that is just the 4th game all season that the Patriots have dropped. The second one of those 4 to Lehigh. Rocket City's going to have to keep it going. Because once Bob Jones gets to match point, if you're not right there with him, it's difficult to catch back up. Lehigh doing all the right things following their 0-2 start in the series. 5 saves there on the goal line on 6 Bob Jones shots. Doing well to limit opportunities, but when they did pop up, stamping them out before they turned too deadly. And really that only goal that Bob Jones scored was on that back wall team bump that Lehigh suffered there, giving them that opening. So if Lehigh's defensive structure can keep up the pace, then we could be seeing a tied-up series going into Game 5. But right now, hanging out in DFH Stadium, Bob Jones still 2-1 in the lead. Off kickoff, Hiroki finding the first 6 seconds in. What a read that was. Jonah finding a demo into dunk. And Hiroki just makes that look so easy. It's unbelievable what these players can do on both sides of the pitch. The reads that they're making to set up goal-scoring opportunities and to score them. On a land stage as well. Unbelievable. There's another, but blocked by Dolphin. What a denial. Mega J is going to step up next and find a save. Couldn't clear the zone, though. Jonah at the midfield line, beating another. That net open for a moment. Mega J gets back. It's a little frantic on the goal line here for Lehigh, but they're getting the job done for the most part. Pop up by Jonah. Looking to stuff the ball in. No service there on the Lehigh goal line. George gets a clear. Finds Dolphin as well. Loses car privileges for a second, though. Pass off the back wall. Dolphin there for the finish. 1-1. And those are the reads I'm talking about. You have to make those if you are Dolphin. Overread the ball just a little bit, but use that flip to come back and put it in. And okay, Lehigh answer. 2 goals in the first minute of game 4. Feels like something could be brewing. Dolphin off the sidewall to the ceiling. No boost to finish it off himself, and Jonah has the read regardless. Hiroki gonna try his hand at a sidewall play. Takes it to the back wall, straight down. George, a comfortable read out to the side where Dolphin plays, waits in the wing. Bob Jones, though, slowly gaining territory. That's a shot off the crossbar. Dolphin clear on target, but Jonah's right there, has the read, looking to finish the play off himself, nearly does. The ball heads off the corner of the Lehigh goal and stays out for a moment. Jonah nearly stamping their name on this game. Hiroki, Demo, Jonah next up. Denied by the Lehigh defense. That net vacated for a moment. George there on the first opportunity, but no one on the second. Hiroki going to net the second goal for Bob Jones. Just so fast to that ball, and I suppose Mega J was there, but was not in position to defend against that shot with how much venom was behind the ball. Bob Jones lead once again. Good boost secure by Mega J. It's a smart play as Hiroki's going to stick around, but on 0 boost will be slow getting back. That opens the door for George now. Couldn't get it over Jonah, but it's to J. Dunks that ball off the back wall. Worm burner of a shot from Dolphin. No good. Now Hiroki can clear. Ball down the pitch. Fish trying to clear some kind of path for his teammates to work, but nothing found just yet. It's a slow burn that turns into a sledgehammer of a shot. Fish drops it from the back wall. Good touch by Mega J initially, but there's no one there to follow. That's the kind of speed you need playing defense against Bob Jones. 3-1 now. The Patriots lead at the halfway point of game 4. Now Jonah misses out on that dunk, but Fish has the sidewall read off the back wall. No one's up for it. That's dangerous. Lehigh playing with fire. They haven't been burned just yet. George. The ball out to Fish, and that's an open net. Great demo by Hiroki, and Fish playing with his food. Turning in the 4th goal for Bob Jones. George had to make that read right there after his teammate on the goal line was taken out. And 4-1 it shall be. Bob Jones looking to keep a legacy intact today. A streak that is going to be difficult to match if it ever ends. And if this result holds, they'll be 1 game away from another state championship to put in the trophy case. Lehigh, though, it's been a minute since they've had their way in the offensive zone. Looking to reestablish that structure. George looking for a redirect. Tough shot. Sets up Dolphin for a ball on frame, and Mega J caps it off. Lehigh not done quite yet. Great touch by George. Oh my. Wasn't on target, but it forced enough panic out of Hiroki right there to where he wasn't ready for the follow-up. Got a touch on it, sure. Slowed the ball down, but the collapse from Lehigh. Just too much for Bob Jones to hold off. Pop up from George. Anyone there for the finishing touch? No. Mega J backing off, looking for a boost, but I don't know if that mid-boost spawned after they drove over it, if I missed it, but either way, they'll be slow getting back. George, a save. Such a difficult ball to read. Those are the blocks that you need. Fish, next up for Bob Jones. Applying a little bit of pressure, seeing if Dolphin's awake right there. They most certainly are. Jonah over to Fish. The back wall. Second touch, not quite on. But BJHS, they're wasting time phenomenally. Lehigh needs a goal, and they need it now. This could be an opportunity, but Fish collects. Hiroki, lead blocker out on front. And Fish signs off on it himself. 11 seconds left. Bob Jones going to secure game 4. Beautifully executed 2-on-1 right there. And even though Dolphin was able to evade Hiroki's demo attempt, Fish knows how to read that kind of defensive posture. Hiroki, dangerous ball across his box, but Lee won't find one for the road just yet. They'll keep it up on 0 seconds as they did earlier. Good control from Mega J, but got down to the midfield line. That secures it. 3-1. Bob Jones now 1 game away from another state championship. Lee, their offense has woken up. I suppose it didn't need waking up. They've scored 2 goals in half the game so far. It's just a matter of can they limit Bob Jones and their offensive output. Right there, no. 18 shots given up to the Patriots. Lehigh had just 6. And those are the games that are going to slip away from you. Bob Jones is too good a roster to be given 18 opportunities on their opponent's net and not turn it into a game win. See what Lehigh has in store for us. It's their last stand in the fall semester. Their last stand against the favorites. A Bob Jones team that can compete with the best Rocket League teams in the state. Not even at the high school level. Their talent transcends this level as well. They travel to lands, compete against teams there, pick up teams, collegiate teams. They just have so much experience and such a young roster as well. A lot of youth on the Patriots team. Lehigh, like I was talking about earlier, getting valuable experience on the land stage as well. I'm sure now that they've made it to the Huntington Esports Theater, that their sights are set on the spring championships. They want to get that top 2 placement and play on LAN again. That's an opening goal. No! Saved! Okay, but Mega J is back in time. The follow-up opportunity from Lehigh. That's them, the opening goal. I thought Jonah was too late to the party on that one. Great initial save, but Mega J there for the cleanup. 1-0 Lehigh. Off the kickoff, Dolphin. Second touch, no. Hiroki there. Mega J stepping up, though, looking for Dolphin down the field. Got the ability. Dolphin, a soft touch towards net, but Fish has the save. Just sticking around that Bob Jones back line, seeing what kind of damage he can do. Similar to what Fish does for the Bob Jones roster when they're playing that strategy. Send Fish upfield, find a demo, find a redirect, whatever you can do to wreak havoc on your opponent's end. Dolphin's been doing that for Lehigh, and it's worked out a couple of times. Oh, Mega J, soft touch there, but defends it well. Fish So much boost to work with. A flip reset as well. Ball saved by Dolphin. Mega J. A great read. Could have been a clear for Lehigh. Instead, they'll still have to fight for it there. Midline. George wins that battle. Loses their life for a moment. Dolphin. And add any kind of pressure to the Bob Jones backline again. Hiroki escapes. Heads right to that orange back wall. Fish next up. Soft pinch there. Off the back line. To Jonah now. Center ball deflected by Mega J. Enough to put it over the net and into the opposite corner where George can step up. No, Jonah closes down on it. But what a save that was. Mega J back in time. And Lehigh, again, I talked about it. That is a key in this series for them. They have to have an immaculate back line on their defensive side. They have to save what seem like unsavable shots sometimes. They have to make sure those mistakes are incredibly limited. Good control by Mega J there. They did Jonah in. Hiroki's been demoed, but means Fish can step up now that his teammate's back to defend against this play. That Dolphin setting up. There he is, Hiroki. Applying pressure. Now waiting to shoot. No, Fish takes it, but Mega J, another good block on the goal line. So many goal line stands from Lehigh in this game to keep that 1-goal lead intact. With 2 minutes left, Bob Jones is still fighting from behind. Dolphin can't clear the zone. George will try their hand at it, but Jonah has that midfield line covered once again. Hiroki, back wall, straight down. Outside the orange box. Bob Jones starting to establish themselves on the offensive side. They've already established themselves. Leading to another opportunity there. Stopped by Lehigh. Rotations are clean right now. You're not seeing many defensive errors from Rocket City. That's how they've held this shutout intact until this point. 60 seconds and some change here in Game 5. Lehigh staving off Bob Jones for now, but it's oh so close. Fish dunked by Dolphin. That's on target. Lehigh extending their lead in the final minute of Game 5. And here comes Rocket City. 3-2. The potential series score. If this scoreline holds, George, what a read. Bob Jones loved their fake kickoffs. But that one thwarted by the red Dominus on the side wall. Still, Bob Jones moving forward. Denied again. Mega J. Not just the denial of that shot, but the clear as well. 30 seconds here, but a one-on-one. Fish stopped by George. Another big read by the shiny red Dominus. Hiroki, his turn, looking for Fish. Pass cut out by Dolphin. George there. Only 68 points, but they have made some critical touches. Mega J taken out in the corner. 10 seconds left. That clear should get very close to sealing it. That goal should most certainly seal it. Lehigh is going to win their second game of the series and take us to Game 6. A shutout of Bob Jones is not something you see very often, and it's not something you'll see in Game 5. But Lehigh got about as close to it as you possibly could. If you're going to make a big defensive mistake like that, that's the time for it. When your offense has secured you a 3-0 lead in the waning moments of Game 5. That's why you play the best of 7. You make Bob Jones work for it. And this game going to end in a 3-2 scoreline, but it certainly was not a 1-goal game. Credit to Lehigh for putting up a defensive performance of a lifetime. And I say it wasn't a one-goal game. It was for a good chunk of that one. So I'll just go ahead and eat my words. But Lehigh defended that one goal with their lives. Bob Jones, 11 shots. Just Lehigh's 8, but an effective defensive performance. 6 saves at a Rocket City. And Mega J, again, right there at the top of the leaderboard. Those 68 points for Jords don't feel apt to represent the performance they put together. So many big dunks on Bob Jones players to stop the Patriots from putting together what they were trying to do in offense. But touches only count for 2 points. Mega J doing the bulk of the saving. 67% of the Lehigh saves made came from that Mega J Fennec. Game 6. Lehigh could turn this entire state's Rocket League scene on its head with a win here. Hiroki, Jonah, and Fish staying on the pitch together. 5 minutes to play in Game 6. As all Rocket League games start. This one, though, starting on the side of Bob Jones. Lehigh take that opening kickoff. They tried to turn it into some possession, but Bob Jones flipped it. Counterattack no good, though. Ademo stopped it out. Now Mega J under relinquish control to Jords. Hitting the ball hard. See if they can break down the Bob Jones midfield line. Jonah off the back wall. Had Fish center on an open net opportunity, but Jords got back. More important touches. Jords flip reset shot. You can see the confidence growing out of Lehigh. Dolphins been playing with it the entire series. It took a game for their confidence defensively to really show up. And it took another game for it to show up on the score sheet. Notching that first game win in the third. If you look at games 3, 4, and 5, Lehigh 2-1 in that mini series. Well, you know, that's why you play the full best of 7. Bob Jones taking that initial 2-0 lead into Game 6 now with another opportunity to win the state championship. Opening goal found by Bob Jones and Fish. Set up there with some good pressure on the back line by Jonah. Made Jords and Dolphin both jump. Neither one came up with contact. That shot from Fish. Now, the goal scorer on the previous play. The ball carrier in this one. Flip reset that can't get through Mega J. Jonah can, however. This is the boost pickup at the midfield line. Still nearly converts it. Had the benefit of a player up front. Again, lead blocking. Trying to find some defenders to take out. Lehigh unrelenting there defensively. They really have not had a whole lot of shot opportunities in this one, though. And that's where you see games start to slip away. Underdogs like Lehigh here. Fish off the ceiling. Can't get the ball to Hiroki. At least not before Mega J stepped up. Dolphin, though, can't find the backwards flick. And so, Bob Jones take possession at the halfway point of Game 6. They're the ones defending a 1-goal lead vehemently. Nearly adding to it here. Jonah misses out, though. And Jords can clear the box. Fish next up. Lehigh has to be so low in the boost tanks. Bob Jones beginning to circle Hiroki. Hard shot on and in. 2-0 Bob Jones. An insurance goal. Heading into the business end of Game 6 and this state championship for the fall semester. They want that first place plaque. They want to keep the streak intact. No strangers to land, this Bob Jones roster. Lehigh, same can be said for them. Played in a couple themselves. Got that valuable experience. They can't let the moment get too big for them. 2 goals in a minute 45 is doable. They've done it in this series already. It's a matter of execution when the lights are the brightest. 90 seconds left, Dolphin. Trying to find a clear, trying to find an opportunity. That's a flick on. Hiroki, not the greatest of touches. And Mega J's there for the finish. The beginning, perhaps, of a comeback from Lehigh. It's what they need to stay alive in this state finals. 2-1, minute 23. And they've made this game a whole lot more manageable. Fish out to the side. That's where George was lurking. Dolphin diving in, though. Found no contact on the rocks, so George. A lot of effort required to clear the zone. Fish. That's the red dominus there. Dolphin leaving that ball for Mega J on the back wall. Bob Jones letting Lehigh advance this one. Trying to make sure the defensive structure is plenty intact. For whatever Lehigh does end up throwing their way in the final minute. That's a win from Dolphin. No follow-up, though. Jonah, opportunity to bump Mega J, but didn't have the boost. Elected to play a little more passive. Seems to be the strategy here for Bob Jones. Just don't give up that equalizer. Don't give Lehigh that room to make an incredible comeback in Game 6 happen. Dolphin just beating about in the corner there. Still getting touches on 0 boost. Invites Mega J in off the back wall. George there, but stopped. In comes Dolphin. Big opportunity here, but skies the shot. I think looking for an extra flip. And on the final 10 seconds, we need to see Lehigh do something. They need an equalizer, or else Bob Jones will be crowned champions once again. That clear should do it. The Bob Jones Patriots are once again on top of the state of Alabama's high school Rocket League scene. It took 6 games here. Lehigh put up an incredible fight. They made the Patriots sweat for it. But after all the sweat on the stage, the Patriots take home another first place plaque. Congratulations to them. And for those in the arena, we're going to head down to the stage to crown our victors and congratulate our runner-ups. For those of you watching online, that concludes the Play Versus and AHSAA Fall Championships. We thank you so much for watching. Shout out to everyone who casted today. Shout out to everyone putting the event together. I've been Mr. Bepic, and I'll see you.